Your baby's gonna burn. Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm your host, Ebo, and guys, no, we're not talking about Legion, but couldn't help doing the reference, as we are talking about Evil Dead Burn. So we had to get some burn going. And that's not the only thing we'll be doing today, because we're also going to be doing a little Evil Dead ranking. I have a lot of props right here that I'll be putting on screen, so be prepared for that. But at the time of this recording, the World Cup is still going on, so I got me a nice little Sprecher cherry cola and put it in my daggum Pooh the Pig cup. I tell you what, from the moment I saw Pooh in the original animated Moana, I fell in love with him. I got a bunch of Pooh the Pig stuff. Don't worry, I'm actually working on a very special pig episode coming soon. Stay tuned for that. But new movies out. I haven't seen Moana yet, but I saw this pig cup. It's got a little Pooh the Pig topper. Couldn't resist. Had to get it. So, not Moana review, because we're reviewing Evil Dead Burns. So this is the 6th film of the entire franchise, and kind of picks up where the Evil Dead Rise ended to an extent. And this one we have directed by Sebastian Vinicic. Not really done a lot, done some shorts, did another film, but this is their first big break, with something. And I mean, Evil Dead, fantastic franchise, so really cool to do that. But we have Suhaya Vakub as Alice. Any name I butcher today, by the way, I apologize profusely. But she is a fantastic actress. She's in Climax. We at the pod, we're big fans of Climax. If you haven't seen it, one of the most tense movies you will ever see. So make sure to check that out. She's also in Dune 2. And then, we can talk about Joseph, played by Hunter Doohan from Wednesday. If you're in a movie or show and you're trying to date Hunter Doohan, don't do it. It's not going to end good for you. We also have Lucianne Buchanan, who plays Taya. We'll come back to her, trust me. And then, of course, we got Edgar the dad, Susan the mom, and old Grandma Polly. That's right. Old Grandma Polly in her little chair. So let's go ahead and get the good out of the way, because I do have some bad, but there is a lot of good in this movie. I thought the marketing was good. There's some really great posters out there. If you haven't seen them, very good posters. The problem, well, no, we're gonna stick with good. Stick with good. So there is potential. You see a lot of potential. They add a lot of lore, that somewhat hints at the older films, somewhat kind of, redacts them. It's up to interpretation, in my opinion. I could be very wrong. But I think there's good ideas. And also, I want to say, I told you we're going to shout out Lucianne Buchanan. Great job as a Deadeye. I think she is fantastic as a Deadeye. She does it right. She's got the creepy look. She has, the movements, like, fantastic job. But if I can say so, one, every time I can tell it's a newer director, or like somebody who, they're getting like, a big break or anything along those lines, they always have to do these very experimental showcase shots, be like, oh, look what an auteur I am. And I mean, that's fine, but it is very telling to me that you have to add those in. If you had like one or two, be like, this is the shot. Yeah, that's great. We're going to be thinking about that. But when you add multiple, that makes me think, oh, you are trying to do style over substance. Because the story, to me, it's fine. Tragedy happens, so the family has to come together in this remote house out in the woods. That's fine. And I mean, there's some decent, decent to very good performances. A couple of the folks I was like, they're just kind of here, sure. But another thing is with Evil Dead, what was so great is these are people you love and care about. So when they turn evil, like pure evil, then you want to sympathize and empathize with your characters who aren't turned, because these are people they love and care about. Everybody in this movie kind of crappy, kind of hates each other. So, but I mean, that's just the way I guess we're going. And then Evil Dead, like I said, it used to be about the story and about, oh no, Brad, I love Brad. Now I gotta fend him off. And now it's just, oh, here's gory, 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 gory. And I mean, I'm fine with gore, but it's just a different Evil Dead. And it's one where I like the movie. I don't love the movie, but I do like the movie. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes films, in the words of this guy, like, cool dude, he always says it's fine. And I think that's the perfect thing for this. This is not a great movie, this is not a bad movie, this is just fine. You watch it, you're like, solid, you move on with your day. Nothing wrong with that. And also, it does still give me hope for the future, because, like I said, there is a little connection to Rise. So I'm interested to see where they go. So that is definitely a plus. But I do need to throw out a quick spoiler. Skip ahead 15 seconds. I'm going to say it real quick. There is a very brutal dog death. I know a lot of people get messed up about that. So just know, a very brutal dog death. All right. But I would rate this. I just saw it a few hours ago, and I'm going to give it a 3.6 out of 5. I think is a good movie. It's one I'm excited to have in the collection. There's a very good steelbook up for pre-order, so make sure to check that out if you're into, if you're a movie crazy person like me. It's a very good looking steelbook. So, Evil Dead Burn, like I said, it's the 6th movie in the franchise. So what would the ranking be? Well, I am actually first just going to throw out a little shout out to this guy, Zombie Sailor Toys, who does these action figures, because I got to show y'all these. So he's recently got into the movie business. Oh, God. It's not. I'm trying to get close to show you, because these things, like, the detail is absolutely insane. He did a whole Evil Dead line, this is Army of Darkness. Here's old Ash. Groovy. Gotta love Ash. And then this one is actually insane if you see it in person. The Pit Witch from Army of Darkness. I know it's blurry on the screen, but this thing is insane. It's got the chains, it's got the boils, it's got the blood stain. The Pit Witch, absolutely love it. Have these on my shelf. But what would the rest of the ranking be? Now, here's the hard thing, is I love all these movies. Evil Dead Burn, it might get there one day, but I genuinely love all these movies. But number 1 would have to be Army of Darkness. That's right. Army of Darkness, obviously, if you have ever listened to this podcast, Trey and I love, love, love Army of Darkness. And it's just the best. Oh, look, there's the old Pit Witch. But this movie, absolutely love it. Love that I got this Blu-ray edition. And then also from my movie stop days, this director's cut cover is absolutely insane. I mean, it's numbered. I don't know if that's going to pull up on the camera, but absolutely insane DVD. So happy to have it. So that's my number 1. And at number 2, I have to say Groovy. Because I think I'm one of the few people, at least in my friend group, where Evil Dead, like 1, I prefer to 2. I like the campiness of 2, but 1 just has a special place in my heart. It's just a solid, straightforward horror movie. I love this. This is a little out of print edition that I got from Movie Stop. Great steelbook. They have a lot of different steelbooks. And then this bad boy has seen better days, but this was the special Necronomicon edition they did for number 1. So very excited to have that. All right, here's where the controversy is coming into play. Because I love Evil Dead 2. But at number 3, I gotta say, is the Fede Alvarez. You know, this fantastic steelbook. Evil Dead, the 2013 one, Jane Levy is an actress that I really like. And to see the lengths she went in this, absolutely insane. I mean, that scream, that's a real scream. That's a real scare. I don't know what place she had to go in her head to do it, but incredible. And that movie, especially after Rise, which I love, and Burn, we'll see. I gotta say, it makes you really appreciate, yes, this is more of like a reboot as opposed to just, a movie within the franchise. Like, this is the Cabin in the Woods, even has the car, all that, has the little post-credit scene with Bruce Campbell saying groovy. But the 2013 Evil Dead, it's just ugly in the right way. It's spooky. There's so many great set pieces, like where she's like peeking out from like under in the basement's great. When the door flies open, she's just screaming. I mean, so much good. So Evil Dead, it has a place in my heart. It makes top 3. Number 4. Now, I can't let this slip lower than number 4. Evil Dead 2. I mean, it's a remake of Evil Dead, which was crazy. But then they decided to add the comedy, the camp. Gotta love them for that. And I do also have the Necronomicon edition of that one as well. So very ecstatic to have that in the collection. That one I actually had before I had the first version. And so that's number 4. And then number 5, I don't want the fact that I have this at number 5 to be me saying I don't like this movie. It's not a good movie. Alyssa Sutherland, absolute insane performance. Old Nell Fisher, just everyone in this movie is so good, but it's just, I don't know, the city setting, it just didn't quite have that Evil Deadness to it. But I think it is a fantastic movie. And my good bud Ed, I want him on the pod pretty soon. He gifted me this incredible Arrow release of Evil Dead Rise that I will cherish till the end of my days. So Evil Dead Rise 5, and then I would have Evil Dead Burn 6. And, that one I don't see rising. Rise could definitely rise. Evil Dead 2 could definitely rise. Tell you, I love the 2013 one, though. If you haven't watched a 2013 one recently, go watch that. But, guys, we've reached the end of the episode. Shop smart, shop S smart. And if you want to let us know what you think, what's your Evil Dead ranking? Who do you have as the king of the castle? We want to know, and there's so many ways you can tell us, but let me tell you the best ways. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, A Toast to Film, all one word. I'm really trying to get better at TikTok. I'm horrible at TikTok. So, send me messages, give me comments, whatever. Try and tell me do better with my life. I'm trying. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast. Very, very active on Twitter. We'll say, check that one out. And also check us out on YouTube. You can see the wonderful little backdrop. You can see the movie wall. This is an entire wall. One day I'm going to film that video. One day I will film that video. And make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, whatever it is. And guys, above all, make sure to tell people you love them, because the world is too crazy. Life is too short to go on without letting folks know you love them, because as I've found this year, you just never know what's going to happen. So just know you're enough, you're loved, you're awesome. Make sure to tell the people you care about the same thing. And from Trey and myself, we just wish you a good night and good viewing.